They tried to manipulate you and it didn't work. Left you on red. That's part of the manipulation. But they actually did read the message because they have ways of doing things. You know who this is if it's for you. Someone who's very manipulative technically. Knows all the little phone hacks, things like that. Trying to control you. They offered you fake apologies in the past. A lot of guilt trips. I never meant enough. That's them. Like guilt trip upon guilt trip. Possibly threaten to harm themselves. Look, that's someone who needs mental health treatment. Even if they're just saying it to manipulate you, that's a problem. It's okay to get away from that person. Do not ever let anyone manipulate you that way. Tell them to go get mental health treatment. You're my obsession. See? Unhealthy attachment. It's like they act like they haven't read your messages, but oh, they definitely have, okay? They definitely have. Not just that, but they're obsessed. Okay, they're obsessed with every message you send. Like crazy obsessed. Three cards. Should have been done. Never really over. Sweet then sour. Huh. See, there was a time when you put up with this stuff, huh? Should have been done. You've known this for a long time. It took a long time to cut the cord, didn't it? To unattach. This was not healthy. You just need to know that. And you might be thinking some reason to go back to them. There were good times. Really good times. That's the hard thing, like sweet and sour. That's really how you would describe the whole relationship. People who do that kind of stuff, a lot of us have experienced that, okay? People who do that stuff, usually it's because it was good. It's like really good, then really terrible. But you have to remember, you don't deserve this. This person just like keeps mentally abusing you. It's mental abuse, possibly more than mental, but mental's bad enough. Honestly, I've been through physical abuse. I've been through pretty much every abuse you can imagine in severe forms. Mental, honestly, is about the worst. And I was trafficked one time, okay? No, I don't need your hug. Let's just move on. A lot of people, that happens to a lot of people. I'm just saying that kind of trauma, the thing I just mentioned is actually easier. It was for me and for a lot of people, because I brought this up before. It is easier to get over that than certain mentally abusive situations, because we tend to put up with mental abuse much longer, and it can be a large range of abuse. Okay, like mental is just, I mean, it's like one of those things where you have to develop yourself into a different person, like take on a different persona to deal with someone. You have to compromise a lot if they're manipulative in that way. It's okay to let this go. You will find that again with someone else. Because that's what I'm getting, is someone who really doesn't want to let this go because it was so good. When it was good, wasn't it? When it was bad, it was really bad. You don't need this person. I think a lot of times people stay in these kind of relationships because, well, for one, they usually haven't experienced it before. So they don't realize it's mental abuse, or like I said, worse. I shouldn't say worse. I don't mean it that way, because it's really not worse. Like I said, certain physical things are easier to get over. When it's mental and it's especially ongoing, no. A lot of people just don't know any better, so they stay in it. Just like me saying I've been through that. A lot of us, if you've been through it once, the next time it happens, the next time somebody tries to do that stuff, tries to manipulate you they're going to hurt themselves in some way. I mean, really hurt themselves, stuff I can't say because of the algorithm. We just won't put up with it again, because as soon as you get a whiff of it, it's like, nope, I'm out. You are not going to mentally exhaust me again. It is not your job to take care of this person. And that's not being cruel. That's self-care. That is taking care of yourself, because you can't take care of them if you can't take care of yourself. And someone who's doing that kind of thing, being very manipulative, they really need some kind of treatment. Okay, they need mental health treatment. And it is not your job to be their therapist or their doctor. It's not your job to put yourself on hold for them. Take care of yourself first. And I think a lot of people stay in it because they just think that's the best they're going to do, or they don't realize they're in it because it just happens slowly. And it often leads to other types of abuse. And when that happens, that's when people start to want to get out of it. But don't let it get to that point. And it doesn't have to be at that point for it to be abuse. This person doesn't deserve to do this to you. You don't deserve this kind of treatment. You deserve better, and you're going to get better. Let me get something positive here. How should you deal with this? Look, you don't have to go back to them. And you don't have to feel sorry for them. Send them numbers for hotlines or mental health treatment in their area. If you do anything, you don't have to do that even. But now I'm getting reminded there was something that happened on TikTok not even that long ago. It couldn't have been more than 6 months ago. Probably less than that. A large creator, young boy. And by that, I mean, I think he was in his early 20s. Took his own life. He has family who are also on social media. The family, like his brothers or whoever, were saying, like, because he had a girlfriend also who was on TikTok, and I think she was a pretty big creator. I'm not really sure. But after it happened, they were saying, well, he called you, I forget how many times, like 87 times the day before. Look, that is abuse. And a lot of people took up for her in comments too. Like, it is not her job to take care of this guy. And here's the thing. If the family was there and saw this happening, why didn't they do something? He's obviously in a bad state. That was their issue. It's probably the reason she got away from him. You cannot stay in that situation. You can ask a mental health person. Like, you can ask therapists, psychiatrists, psychologists. See what they say about it. They're not going to tell you to stay with that. They're not going to tell you to put up with that. It's really sad, but you cannot just find one person and say, you are my savior. You are going to fix me. I'm going to call you 87 times in one day to make sure you fix me. That's the same as someone who needs physical treatment, like a disabled person, someone who needs round-the-clock care, just deciding they're going to move into your house and you're going to take care of them. Would you do that? Could you drop everything and take care of that person? Probably not. Are you going to get paid for taking care of that person? Probably not. So what? You're going to quit your job and everything? And here's another thing you got to realize. Taking care of them. Look, fresh start. Let me go back to what I was saying. You need a fresh start because you can't quit your job to take care of someone. You can't put your whole life on hold for that. And yet it's really sad, and you can be sympathetic. But some of us have done that. Even more than once, we have done that. We have been long-suffering, been in marriages and long-term relationships with people who really needed help, sometimes wouldn't get help, sometimes leads to divorce, because you cannot do that. If they're like that all the time, they're going to make you mentally unstable, mentally unwell. Some of us have parents who did that kind of stuff to us that we had to get away from. It's okay to make a fresh start. Give yourself permission to do that. You have permission to do that. You don't have to put up with this. And it comes in many forms. It doesn't have to be romantic. Like I said, it could just be a relative, someone you lived with. You just can't take it. Like, even if it's one of those things, well, they can't help it. It's just how they are. What? I've brought this up before on here. Involuntary manslaughter is still manslaughter. If someone accidentally hits you on the side of the road while you're walking, are you going to lay there, unable to walk, bleeding, about to die? The fact that they didn't mean to do it, the fact that they just can't help it, it's how they are. Does that mean you don't call an ambulance? Does that mean you can just lay there and let yourself die too? No. That's what's going on. That's this mental abuse that I'm talking about. This person expecting you to take care of them and drop everything for them all the time. No. You're not doing that. Okay? Look, new life and fresh start. Love and light. Send them love and light. You can do it from afar. You don't have to be right up on them. Like I said, you are not their savior. You are not their savior. And there could be someone else trying to push this person on you. Just, it's time to walk away. Last card. It's time to completely walk away. You set healthy boundaries. Okay, perfect. Perfect card to come out. Set boundaries and don't go back. Whatever you do for this person, do it from afar, or, like I said, give them a mental health hotline to call, but move forward. You set healthy boundaries. It is spoken, it is written, and so it is. Amen.